I gotta say, before we go ahead and spark this video up, this just might be the lightest sneaker you ever try on or ever held in your life. So I'm telling you guys, let's go ahead and find out if it is worth it. So let's get it and let's go. Today we're taking a detailed look at the On Cloud 6, and I'm actually gonna talk about the design, performance, and even all the way into that long-term comfort. So in this video, we're also gonna be covering people that may be wanting something that has that style and that tech. So if that is in your interest, I'm telling you, stick around because this one might surprise you. And also don't forget to check out that link in the description before you go ahead and click off this video. But I'm also going to go ahead and discuss 3 things that people really swear by that they love about this sneaker, 2 potential deal breakers, and also some real use world scenarios that you will not hear anywhere else, I promise you. But at the very end, you guys, I'm also going to compare it to a very similar sneaker at the same price range. So I'm telling you, stick around because this is going to be a treat. Now, of course, how can we start this off without giving first our first impressions and also a little unboxing to kind of give you a little background. Now, I got to say the box, it looks fire. I'm not going to lie. But with the box, I got to say the design is fire. As you guys can see, I'll put a little beat roll on the screen for y'all. But they also have some extra laces in the sneaker box, which is not regular with all sneakers. So I got to say that is a plus. And also, I gotta say that this sneaker is a pretty nice sneaker overall. It's pretty light, as I kind of touched on a little bit. But I do want to say it is also sleek, and it has a minimal design. It is built for urban and travel-friendly lifestyles. It has that signature Cloud Tech sole, which is where that comfort comes in with the speed lace system, which takes no time, which I gotta say, it takes a little getting used to, but we'll get into that later in the video. But it also weighs in at just under 8 ounces, which is insanely light. And I gotta say, I did another sneaker review similar to this type of weight, and this one was the Adidas Adizero Evo SL. And this is a great sneaker. It has been booming on the internet as like one of the best sneakers of 2025 in like that daily trainer type of style or aspect. So I definitely recommend, if you want to check that video out, I'll put an info card up here somewhere for you to check that out. But I gotta say that sneaker is a little bit lighter, and we do not do any sugar coating over here. So I definitely recommend, if you want maybe the most lightest sneaker, I definitely go ahead and check that video out after you watch this one. Now, I gotta tell you guys, I gotta bring it back to when I first got these sneakers. Now, a little backstory. I got these sneakers from the one and only Dick's Sporting Goods. It's actually where I got a lot of my sneakers from. But I went ahead and called in before I got the sneakers to go ahead and put them on hold, because these are actually getting sold pretty quickly. And this was actually one of the last colorways they had available in this size. So anyway, long story short, once I got to the store and actually tried them on, or actually not even tried them on, I had them in my hand. It honestly felt like one of the lightest things I had in my hands, and I wasn't expecting this sneaker to be that light. Now, I gotta say, before even getting my hands on this sneaker, I had a pretty good idea that it was gonna be a very comfortable, very breathable sneaker, but I had no idea it would be this light. So yeah, I gotta say that this sneaker is really light, and this is one of those sneakers that you kind of would throw in your suitcase on a travel vacation and would add no weight to your suitcase. I gotta say, it is that light. But anyway, not too much yapping. Let's go ahead and get into the first pro of this sneaker. Now, the first pro, I'm pretty sure you guys were able to guess before I even brought it up, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about the overall comfort and cushioning of these shoes right here. And I gotta say, this shoe is very unique. As you guys can see, like, they have the little holes on the bottom of the midsole, which I gotta say, On is very unique for doing that. But I gotta say, it is pretty nice touch, as that little style to it. But the Cloud Tech offers a bouncy yet stable feel, which makes it great for walking, commuting, and travel days. But it doesn't feel overly plush, which is a lot of people, they don't like that overly like walking on cloud feel, or something that feels like you're sinking into the foam, which it actually doesn't do that. But it actually rebounds every step for you, which makes it really good for running. Now, I want to say this is also great for those who are on their feet for long periods of time. Maybe you're on your feet for 6 to 8 hours a day. So yeah, I definitely recommend this if you want a nice comfort and cushion sneaker. Number 2 has got to be that breathability and also that build quality. Now, I know a lot of sneakers out there, they have very great breathability, but they don't have the best build quality, which does like kind of means they don't have like the best kind of support along your feet. I gotta say, this one has a very nice build. As you guys can see, it stands very tall. It's not very floppy. It's not very flimsy. And I do want to say the upper is a blend of recycled materials, but to breathe in even in the heat. Now I gotta say, it is durable enough for daily wear. It doesn't stretch out like sheet mesh, and there is no annoying heel rub or break-in period. I gotta say, it is very annoying when you wear a pair of sneakers, especially maybe you go to an amusement park or somewhere where you're gonna be out for a long day, expecting to be on your feet for a while, and you get a scrape on your heel and it kind of ruins the whole experience. And I gotta say, this is definitely not one of those. And this has a very nice heel tab where at the back right here, it is very soft, so you definitely do not have to worry about that whatsoever. Now, pro number 3 is that overall just versatility aspect of these shoes right here. I gotta say, this can be worn for many different outfits. That black and white is super versatile, but I believe there is a black on black colorway. If I'm not wrong, you guys go ahead and fact check that. Go ahead and check out my link in the description. But I actually did prefer that one. I feel like that would have been more my vibe, but this is too. It still has a little bit of black. But I gotta say, there is a multitude of colorways, so I definitely recommend you go ahead and check them out via the link in the description. I also try to put it in the video too when I edit this video. But they have very neutral colorways that go with joggers, shorts, or casual pants. And they're easy to dress up, dress down, and have minimal branding and a clean silhouette. And I gotta say, minimal branding is up right now. I did do a recent trend video, and if you are a person of trends, I gotta say that minimal branding is definitely going up. People are just liking like knowing that you have a sneaker and it's one of them sneakers, but they don't know how much price you pay on them. I feel like that's like kind of like that old money aesthetic. But yeah, this shoe definitely does have a good aesthetic to it, as well as versatility. But I also do want to say that it's great for people who want one sneaker for multiple settings. I know a lot of you guys maybe go for runs, go for walks, maybe you're in that personal or professional environment where you can go ahead and use this in many different areas, and this is definitely one of those sneakers for sure. Now, con number 1, and I feel like this one kind of should have been one that I shouldn't have even have to have told you guys, but I do want to say that there is a couple of like traction issues, or like traction on like certain surfaces. I do not want to say it's completely bad, because then that would mean like if it had completely bad traction, it wouldn't be good in like a run scenario. But I want to say that it's definitely not good in its certain scenarios. So a scenario I do want to talk about is those wet tiles, or maybe even those polished floors. You can experience a little bit of slip, and the sole actually performs decently. I'm not going to go ahead and trash the shoe and say it doesn't perform decently. It definitely does. It's just when it comes to certain surfaces, it's definitely not the best. And I mean, what can you expect? I mean, certain shoes have their pros and cons, so I definitely recommend be very forgiving. But this is better for those dry and urban conditions than the unpredictable weather. And yeah, that's what I got to say. I definitely recommend that if you're maybe wanting to use this in a wet environment, I probably wouldn't do so. If it is like, maybe like, I don't know if you guys have felt like the hardwood floors or things like that. I don't know if you're maybe going to use in that type of environment. I definitely wouldn't recommend it though if it was going to be used in that type of environment. Now, con number 2 is the size and also like the kind of speed lacing system. As I kind of touched on in the earlier part of this video in the intro, I did say that the speed lacing system is a bit troublesome for people. I gotta say, it's something to get used to. It's definitely something that's not very familiar in a lot of different sneakers, but the speed lacing system, some love it, others hate it, and it can be hard to adjust precisely. So I definitely recommend be very forgiving. Take your time with this sneaker if this is one that you want. And yeah, I'm pretty sure if you do like it though, I'm sure you guys have had some good experiences. You guys comment down below and let others know how you guys have felt about the speed lacing system. But I also do want to say it fits a bit narrow, especially in the toe box. So that is also something to keep in mind when buying a sneaker like this. Now, I do have some very good news. There is a way to get around all of this, and I will give you guys a little bit of a variation from the On Cloud lineup that go ahead and combats all of this. But now I want to kind of give you guys the alternatives that I promised. Also talk about some long-term wear that I've heard from a lot of other people with this sneaker. Now, after 2 months, I've heard a lot of people tell me that the sole kind of gets a little bit creased, which I guess it shouldn't be really a big worry if this is like maybe your everyday sneaker or a lifestyle sneaker. But I definitely keep that in mind, because this again is not really a Jordan, so you shouldn't really care about the overall creasing of the shoe. I do also want to talk about how this shoe right here, the material holds up pretty well in 2 months of use. I gotta say, it's a very durable sneaker that is very long lasting. And I also do want to bring up that the sole is still responsive 2 months in. Now, an alternative I do want to give you guys is the On Cloud 5, which is waterproof. It's really good for the waterproof scenarios. And if you want some better grip and that weather protection, this is very good. And another good option is the Nike Pegasus 40s. Now, I know there is a Nike Pegasus Premium that came out recently, but for the more performance-focused comfort, I definitely recommend the Nike Pegasus 40 for that type of comfort. The On Cloud 6 might not be the flashiest sneaker on the market, but if you're looking for something that's hard to beat in terms of function, I definitely recommend this shoe right here, because whether you're going to be commuting, exploring, or just want a sneaker that basically just loses all feeling, and when I say that, I mean you basically forget you're wearing them, I definitely recommend it because it's definitely hard to beat a sneaker that meets these kind of expectations. If this helped you out, go ahead and hit that like button because it definitely helps push this video out to more sneaker lovers just like us. And also go ahead and let us know if you had any experience with the On sneakers. It doesn't have to be this model, it can be anything from their whole lineup. Go ahead and let us know your experience in the comment section because it will help out not even just me, but also the people watching this video as well. Now, also make sure to hit that subscribe button and check out this next video because this is going to be talking about arguably the best lightweight daily trainer of the year so far. That'll be a great follow-up. I'll see you there.